Alright guys, got a pretty good one today. 2011 Chevy Traverse with a p0341 that will not go away. The owner put two new solenoids in for the timing advance, right, for the phasers, and he put in two new intake and exhaust sensors. Still has the code and brought it to me. The car runs great on when it's cold, but once you drive around for a little bit, it starts to sputter and shudder and almost wants to die when you're just idling. So it's not happy when it's warm. It kind of reminds me of that one Subaru we had, which had no codes but had a timing issue. But we have to do our due diligence. So far, obviously I gave the intake sensor a visual, which I'm glad I did because the bolt was loose and the O-ring was kind of chafed. So I put a little bit of RTV around it, got it flush with the engine because it was, like I said, it was crooked. No change. So now we're going to be getting nitty gritty with our not pico scope, because we don't have the money for a pico scope, but a scope is better than no scope. It's a 2-channel. We got this guy, we'll go over it later, but this guy, he's gonna be our cam, and this guy is gonna be our crank. So let's go over, because I couldn't find any YouTube videos of this issue. So we gotta do it the old-fashioned way and print out all the ALLDATA stuff that we can get. So 341. This is mainly testing. It's complaining that the performance ain't good. Like, it's dropping out every whatever. So this is testing. We're pretty much going to be at this point. Ignition off. So we're going to test for. This car doesn't have any aftermarket electrical equipment that could screw up the sine waves. We already checked it out on our scan tool. We are getting counts. Engine idling, observe the DTC. 340 is not set. Operate the vehicle within the conditions for running. DTC, verified DTC, blah, blah, blah. So, there's that one. Ignition off. So I already checked the sensor. Like I said, it wasn't correct, but it didn't fix our issue. Again, it was loose, and I fixed the O-ring, quote unquote. I already let the customer know exactly what I did, what I found for that. So then, we're pretty much at this point. Oil is decently clean, and it's got oil in it. So, the next two things are the reluctor wheel, and then the one I'm dreading, timing chain or tensioner being, the chain being loose because of probably a bad tensioner. That's the one I'm more or less concerned about. So let's talk about where I'm at now. printed out the 5 non-OE. Getting there, folks. Holding my camera in my hands. Page 505, which was actually one extra. Don't know why. We are over here. For a connector where we're connected to on our scope. Okay, so we got pins 26 crankshaft position sensor signal, pin 26. All right, and then it's going to be a white and black wire. That's what we're on. The only thing I had to remove was this. Kept the zip tie on the end so that way I can actually see all the wires. And the other one, it should just be ORG or OG, right? Orange wire, pin 33, camshaft position, sensor intake, bank 1. Another way to quickly find these, just in case you guys didn't know, is through the interactive colors. So I just want to show you, just in case you guys didn't know. So here's our intake camshaft position sensor. Again, we got orange, tan, and dark blue. So dark blue, you can see, is our 5-volt reference. Tan is going to go to a ground. Orange is our important one, so we follow orange. As you can see, orange, it says it right there on the left, pin 33, and that's all we're concerned about. So just in case you didn't know, now you know. I printed out other information on how this works. A lot of good information on how the system works. So at this point, what I want to do is go for a drive, get the engine nice and hot to where it's screwing up, see before and after signals to see if maybe it is one of our sensors screwing up. But I don't think so, because they're pretty solid. I'm going to show you. So we're going to fire up our El Cheapo scope, but again, better than no scope. So you can see we have a blue and a yeller. I only had a blue, and obviously this one's green. So the blue, again, will be our crank. So blue's going to be crank, and the other one's going to be our cam. So we're going to start it up. Runs fine cold. And the engine's stone cold right now. Just got home from another long day of work. So we're gonna fire it up. Must have been a little loose, because you saw it at the beginning. It was a little wonky, and it just shut off. Nice. Try and restart it. Uh-oh. What's going on here? Alright. Like I said, she's purring. We have the check engine light on, like I said. Not for that right now, because even when you erase the code, it pens, and then eventually it comes back. So we are, like I said, I'll pause it. As you can see, that's our waveform. Cranks on top, cams on bottom. I don't know if I can increase it. Nah, it'll be too big. There's nothing really funny going on with our cam signal. Now, is this a known good? I couldn't tell you. But like I said, when we pause it, this is what we got. Way too much. Okay, I'll pause it again. As you can see, not the greatest. Like I said, it's not a picoscope, folks. But we're at, like I said, 2.5 volts per division. But that's what we got. It looks pretty decent for a waveform. Is it known good? I couldn't tell you. I thought I found one online, but it looks different than what we have. So like I said, I want to take this thing for a ride until it starts screwing up. We'll re-plug in and we're gonna see if anything weird is going on with any of these guys. 'Cause as of right now, everything is everything looks, in my opinion, pretty good. So we're just gonna drive around, get it nice and hot, and see if it will screw up like it did when it pulled in, because like I said, it'll start spitting and sputtering. So when it does, if it does, I will get back to you. But I think the next step, really, honestly, will be taking that valve cover off and having a look at the reluctor, at the cam, at the chain. You know, those three things. So we're out on the road. As you can see, variance is 0 degrees and command is good. And we hit the gas a little bit. Oh, forgot it's front-wheel drive. But I mean, we're staying steady between like 0 and 1 degrees. You know, we're not up to engine temp yet, but we're gonna cruise around a little bit, and eventually that's all gonna drop out. So I hope to catch that, and then once it does, that's when it starts running funny, or it should. It's what it's done prior. So once we do that, we should be able to then recheck our waveforms and see if there's anything funny going on. Alright guys, I went on a 20-mile trip that was very uneventful. So uneventful that the only fault code we had was a 420 in here, in OBD2 mode. The other one went away. Waveforms look beautiful. There's absolutely not. I even tried doing the wiggle test, trying to make things screw up, trying to make it drop out. Absolutely nothing. And I'm doing it right now. I'm just wiggling, squeezing up. That was because of that T-pin's only, pushing on top. So you gotta shut her down because it ain't doing it. 20 miles. 20 miles. I'll double check. Yep, that's all we got. Just over-responsive non-efficient cat. So I should have made a video of when I saw. I have a picture. I'll include it of how the cam sensor looked. Like I said, it wasn't truly. Like, you see that photo? I mean, not that photo, this video. She is fully flat. I'm also checking for oil leaks because I've driven it now for a little bit. And it should be dry. Yep. That's my way of checking. Dry as a bone, so we're good on that. Shut off the heat so that way you can really hear me. So what I wish, I'm guarantee you, if I put the scope on it before I just gave it a visual, I'm like, this probably ain't it, because the code didn't go away. And the only reason why the code didn't go away, I believe you have to drive the vehicle for a little bbit. So the light wasn't on, but it was pending. I believe you have to drive the vehicle for a bit to make it satisfied to go away. Kind of like, you're kind of like this 420. We don't have a check engine light for it yet, but it's here. And so, yeah, I wish, like I said, I'll have the picture at the end of this video of what it looked like. But in the meantime, I think I'm just going to button her up and give it back to the customer, because as of right now, she's good. If anything else happens, I'll make another video. We'll keep at this. So until next time, have a good one.